Guys, I screwed up. If you're thinking about putting stall mats in your home gym, please watch this video first so you can avoid the mistakes that I made. The stall mats themselves weren't the mistake. I'm actually really happy with them. But when I installed them, I made a stupid mistake, and that's what I want to tell you guys about in this video so that you don't make the same mistake, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. Okay, so here's what happened. I got these mats from Home Depot and they're great. I absolutely love them. They're 3/4 inch, approximately 4 foot by 6 foot rubber stall mats, and they're kind of made specifically for home gyms, not just for like horse stalls. So I got a whole bunch of them to put down as the flooring on top of the subfloor in my 12 by 20 home gym shed that I'm in right now. After I finished the drywall this summer, I was ready to put in the floor. So here's where I made the mistake, and I didn't realize it until months later. When I installed them, it was a hot summer day, and they were kind of wet because it had just rained and they were on a trailer that I brought them home on. And so what I did was I laid them all out in the yard to dry, and they're black, they're out in the sun, and so they warmed up and they dried off really easily and really quickly. You can probably already see where I'm going with this. I got them all in the shed and I laid them all out on the floor, and I put all the seams together so there was barely any kind of a seam from one mat to the next. It was a smooth, seamless floor for my home gym. I did have to trim a little bit off the edges to get them to fit, so the seam ran down the middle, and then I would trim the edges at the wall, and it was really easy to cut them with a razor knife. Everything went in perfectly. And to hold everything in place, I used these narrow crown staples through the edges of the mats right along here to hold everything down to the subfloor so nothing would shift around and move. Perfect. It worked great for months. Here's the problem. When building materials get hot, they expand. When building materials get cold, they shrink. That's true of most materials. So as the summer ended and the fall came and then the winter and things got colder, what do you think happened to my gym floor mats that I put in on a 90-degree summer day after they had been sitting in the sun for 2 hours? Yeah, they shrunk worse than that sweater your wife told you not to put in the dryer. So here's what that looks like. Before, this is kind of what all the seams look like. There was not much of any kind of a gap in between the two mats. They were butted right up against each other, and you can't quite see it, but this is a very smooth transition from one mat to the other. Width-wise, they didn't shrink that much, but length-wise, they shrunk quite a bit. And you can see that most pronounced at this end right here. So you can see where I tacked everything together at the corners, it held, but it shrunk as these got colder and shrunk lengthwise. They pulled apart at this seam that I have running right down the center. This was perfectly tight, and now this is a 1/4 inch to almost a 1/2 inch in the middle. So not only does that look terrible, but there's also stuff, dirt and junk that gets trapped down in there, and that's no good either. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Home Depot and I'm gonna pick up some black silicone caulk to fill those cracks in, and I think that will be flexible enough to expand and contract as it heats up or cools down over the years and fill in those gaps so that dirt and everything else doesn't fall down in there anymore. That should smooth out that gap, and then over top of that, I think I'm gonna put down Gorilla Tape as well over the seams. I've seen other people do that have home gyms, and everybody I've talked to said that it works pretty well. So I think that's what we're gonna try and do. So let's run to Home Depot, pick up a couple things, and I'll show you the whole process. By the way, yes, we do have Backyard Shreds hoodies over on the website. They are the most comfortable hoodies that I own. An amazing Christmas present. So just an idea, go check them out. So I said Home Depot, but I wanna know, are you guys Home Depot people? Are you Lowe's? Menards? What team are we on here? Blue, green, orange? Do you guys have Menards where you're at, or is that like a Midwest thing? Menards is pretty cool. If you've ever been there, they have like groceries and everything. You can pretty much just like do all your shopping at Menards. All right, let's do this.
This might be a terrible idea. We'll see.
And here's where we ended up. I taped the shorter seams running left to right, but I didn't tape the center one. I left that open for now just to see the difference. I smoothed out the tape and pressed it in really well, so time will tell how well that holds up, but it seems to stay pretty well for now. I also smoothed out the caulk, and though it doesn't look great in this video because it's all shiny and clean compared to the dirty floor, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Once it gets walked on for a few days, it'll kind of get dusty and blend in with the rest of the floor. And if the tape doesn't hold up long term, then I'll probably just use this. I think it looks pretty decent, and hopefully it lasts, but we'll see.
All right, I'm glad to get that project done finally. I think it looks so much better, don't you? Hey, thanks for joining me, and if this video was helpful to you, would you mind hitting that like button? That tells YouTube to show this video to more people like you and me. And if you're wondering, is a shed floor really strong enough to hold a home gym? Then check out this next video where I go through the entire floor construction process, soup to nuts, and show how you can build it yourself. I'm Cody with Backyard Shreds. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go build, lift, and grow.